could, please. First order of business would be the minutes. Minutes from the February 15th meeting. This is mailed to the magistrates.
Motion to approve with one little hiccup.
Okay. Was it the 16th?
No, it was the 15th.
It was up 15.
It was the 16th, but
Okay, but you're changing it.
yeah.
I didn't catch that
The
myself.
rest of the paper's got 16 on it.
There jumps right out of
I
it.
had a moment.
See, the rest of them got 16.
But I want to thank you for the dark print.
Okay, well, but I got to change
Yeah,
that.
they must have got you some ink.
But motion to approve.
Motion by Sam to approve, second by Jerry Hahn. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapproved, the motion will carry. Next up would be your bills and transfers, and you got an additional bills list there. Notice the third quarter allotment to the Health District Board in the amount of $168,500.
How many allotments we?
Four.
Four.
You want each quarter. Snow removal, we got the rest of the salt in at the road department. That is our completed 1,400 tons, so all that's in.
Let's see, we got our sprayers back.
And we use what, 600-700 tons probably?
Probably so. I'd say.
Just say yes, that's a good idea.
Correct. Correct. I'd say 400 to 600 depends on the, nobody exactly knew how much we had in the barn because it was, a lot of it was carried over from previous seasons when we transferred it to the new shed. Motion to approve the bills and the additional bills and transfers.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills and transfers that are presented.
Thank you, Bernard. Second by Jeff. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapproved? Motion carried. Next on the agenda is the sheriff's summary report. You have a copy of that in your mailbox. This is a sheriff's end of the year report. Right, Sheriff?
Yes, sir.
The balance of excess fees to turn over this year would be $17,410. I need the court to accept this pending the audit.
Motion to approve on that.
Thank you, Sam. Second by Jerry. All approved, say aye.
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 Disapproved? Motion will carry. Next will be county clerk's settlement. Elaine?
Okay, if you don't mind, I've got to kind of like to give a report. I'd like to give our state of the county clerk's office report this time of year.
Go ahead.
Well, there's a couple of things I would like to mention publicly. One of them, we have a caucus coming up Saturday. Our office, just for information, has absolutely 100% of nothing to do with that, except that we are answering tons and tons of phone calls, which we're more than happy to do. But people can call a number or go to rpk.org. It's a Republican. Just Google Kentucky Republican Caucus for information, and they need to. We're happy to do as much information as we can do, but we are not involved in that, period.
And that's this Saturday?
It's coming up Saturday, and today is Super Tuesday, so we'll probably get super phone calls today. But a couple of things that we've done in our office that I kind of want to report on. Our motor vehicle processing is changing rather dramatically. It's going to take many, many years to put the whole thing into place. But in March, about a year ago, we put in the scanners and what they're calling POD, print-on-demand decals, which has changed the nature of what we're doing. Our girls have to learn all these systems as we go, and we're now combining an old system with a new system somewhat. We've gone into disability decals on the new system, and that was just put in place in November. Boats are scheduled for the next phase of that whole dynamic, and that will be within the next year or by 2017 at the latest. The more complicated the transactions we do, the longer it's taking them to put it in place. The state has a huge contract with this big company that totally fell through, but they're using what they can and doing in-house now to implement this CAVIS system. So it's a very, very long process. It's going to be very difficult because of all the data that's in there and a lot of dirty data, sort of. So we're working toward that, and the girls are working hard to implement. And just so you know where we are with that. I'm going to give you all a copy of a check, not just the check that you're looking forward to, Before I get to that ag tag, this is the month, and we had nonstop out the door yesterday, just from February and early March, for any farm plates, trailers, commercial trucks, all those plates are due in March. So we're getting the big companies such as the distilleries and the trucking companies, stacks to do, plus all the other work we normally have to do. So it's good if especially those who have multiple tags, don't wait till the last week, because there's a good chance you're not going to get it.
I tell people that all the time.
And of course, we always
My
have
wife, she gets tired.
the laters. But the last Friday in March is Good Friday, which means we'll be closed for half a day. So that's usually a really, really busy day. Of course, we still have several days after that. And then April Fool is on a Friday, so beware, people. Secretary of Agriculture Quarles is going to come to the office Thursday with kids from 4-H and FFA and the representatives of those organizations, plus media, I think. So anybody that's interested in supporting that plate, that's the one plate that I really do support myself because of my background, because I've had 4-H as a child, and that was a few years ago. My kids have been 4-Hers and been leaders in 4-H and helped establish some of these clubs that are in our active. Now, 4-H is such a great learning thing for the 4-H kids here. FFA is just as great in developing leadership and responsibility in these young people, and I consider them extremely important, as well as Kentucky Pride. And the majority of the money that the farm plate generates with the extra $10 that's added to those bills goes, a lot of it, there's a percentage of it that stays local, and it supports those three organizations. It was not a fee that was added to those places with the support of the farm community, but James Comer went to that and made it a viable, good use for that extra $10. So we try to support and encourage people to go with it. Now I'm going to give you all a printout of a check that we just received last week from Kentucky Library and Archives. The letters on the back. It's for $26,910, almost $27,000. It's a grant. It'll be used to catch up any microfilming in our office that needs to be done from the time I took office, plus several books that were missed in the past. KDLA keeps a copy of every record, and it's up to counties to keep that information to them. So we actually were behind just a little bit, so this will catch us up. So that's grant funding that we've managed to obtain.
That's on that letter you gave us, that we got. That's on that same grant that we did the letter back a couple weeks ago.
Yes, we had signed, but
so they actually sent you the check.
We just got the check, and then KDLA won the contract to do that work. So
they'll come in and set up and do it for you.
Well, they'll take books out.
Yeah. Oh, they'll take them out.
They'll take
you
books
have to
out.
sign them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But from here on, we will contract with the company that does our vending to do this incrementally so that we don't get behind on it, and so that this work is done. So we just pay for it out of our fees. Because if we manage to get another grant, I'd like to use it to catch up old records and get those microfilmed. Any that are not done way back then, or actually to be able to scan some of those records and use them differently. I think Phyllis really had most of that stuff microfilmed.
She did something quite good.
So that brings us up to a check that Gail will hand to you guys. But give me one little second here. I have made a little bit of a wish list for you, so I don't go down quietly, as you know.
Does anybody know? Does anybody don't know that?
It's not Christmas time.
Does anybody not know that?
Christmas is in the check here. We've actually exceeded anything we ever presented before. But I just want to mention our heating and air that I've asked a number of times. It's got to be looked at. I'm just bringing it up yet again. The annex building itself, and I discussed with the judge that we need to upgrade our electrical service there, because it's gotten to be a real nuisance, to say the least, and it's just not service an office of the size and the
Load.
technological
The load
stuff that we're dealing with. However, we are also experiencing three things in there that I've listed as number one, security, number two, increase in population, and the increase in our workload due, and that's why I tried to explain the CAPUS programs that are being implemented right now. That work is pretty much the same as what we've done, but it slows us down quite a bit because of the way we're doing things, or having to do things to work through this CAPUS system. Not hugely, and the more we get used to it, the quicker the girls can be, but it still takes a lot of extra time. So, we have, when we get really, really busy, we bring customers around behind the girls. It's not a good thing. With the crazy world we live in today, it's not a safe thing. So I think we could probably look at that office and see if we can't rearrange those workstations to where we're pushing girls closer together and adding more work. We need another workstation. But the dealer work I have girls doing, and the amount of work we do, we just don't have slow times anymore. And so, and then the safety issue with the barriers between the girls and I'm just putting this out there. I'm wide open to suggestions as to how we might do this, or if we'll do it. We want I have a security system in there now where we get ourselves in and out of doors that we don't want anybody else in, and I'm thinking we're probably going to add a couple of those to where people can't get behind us.
And you put your cameras in a couple of years ago.
We have our cameras, yes, and people
That
do
doesn't
need to
stop
know.
them from doing it, you know.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So that's a big one, and I just want to present that as an improvement that we're.
And we are working on the back door. He's given me a couple of quotes on replacing the back doors to start with.
Well, and
on
I
the
did
frames
mention-
and all.
Yeah, because they're deteriorating.
Yeah.
And I mentioned the
They're
building
metal,
and the
rest
doors.
of them, I've got 2 quotes on them so far.
The doors are on my list, however, it's not my high priority because this other stuff's really more important, but the doors do need to be fixed. And then the maintenance in that building, we're beginning to show the wear and tear in that hallway that probably needs painting. There's a few odds and ends that I just stuck on my little list of, we're probably eventually going to need some shelving for storage and stuff like that.
You gonna give us that in writing?
I'm going to give you, here's a copy. You want to give me the check? Here's your check, sir.
Thank you.
And what we're turning back this year is $477,566.85.
I noticed that you spent quite a bit less on deputies this year.
Part of that, Bill can explain, is
I mean, that's
related
a
to
significant
insurance.
amount.
We've had
Turnover.
Yeah. We've had some turnover. I'm using part-time help.
I mean, you had almost $100,000 less in base salaries. That's, 2 or 3 people.
Yeah,
Full-time,
Yeah.
full-time, with
I mean,
benefits
there's
now.
very few that's been there more than.
Yeah, so they're lower paid than.
Yeah.
Yes. Plus, Bill mentioned that several of those girls are on parents' insurance, which helps with that. Isn't that right?
Or are you just looking at?
I'm just looking at the
payroll?
base salary.
Base salary.
You know, you budgeted 500 and some
Well,
change, and you used 400 and some change.
We always leave us room to hire
Yeah.
2 or 3 more.
Yeah.
Because-
But in years past, you've been a whole lot closer than
Yeah.
that 100.
Yeah.
So I understand the
Yeah.
turnover, and when somebody leaves, you're up to $16 to $20 an hour, and you replace them with 10 or 12, 14.
Well, what we've done differently this year, besides the turnover, and we haven't lost too many really high-paid ones, although we have 1 or 2 over the past 3, is that I'm trying to train by using part-timers. So if I have 2 part-timers in there, it's helpful, and it's not high. But
I just know
I will
that's-
tell you
that's
ahead of
$100 grand
time,
right there.
I'm getting my girls' pay rates a little more fair. I'm trying to bring those girls that work their tails off for this up to a pay rate that's a little bit fair, because I want those girls that have experience to stay there. They're good. They're good.
And you want to start trading some more new ones too, don't you? So we're all like.
I'm doing that. I'm incrementally.
We've talked about that in here.
Well, we very well, and I'm just warning you ahead of time. Next year, chances are we will add another deputy's salary in just in case.
Well, you've got that in your budget if you're going to find this
Yeah.
year, really.
We can manage if we need to. So,
It's your call. Good job.
Guys,
Thank you so
thank you all.
much. Thank you. Madam Treasurer, would you like to have this check?
absolutely.
Nobody else does
She's
that.
country
I didn't
girl.
hear what you said.
Like when you have a wish list, you bring a check of paper, and nobody else does that.
Well,
She's smart enough.
Excuse me, Bar's sheriff out there.
The sheriff,
You don't be shaking your head first,
and again, that just.
sheriff came through this year too.
That is a significant.
Then Brad, take him, we won't-
Because I told y'all last year, we may be lower and, you know.
The value of the vehicles, that was
Never
a big
know.
question at the beginning of the budget year last year. The value of the vehicles on trade. That hasn't had a negative impact.
It has not. On top of that, we are.
See what I'm saying, guys?
The dealers
Yeah,
are
work
so busy. The dealers are, the cars are selling right now. So that has a huge impact.
Sure. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome.
Okay, next order of business would be 911 funding update. Just to let you know, I have not received a response back from KU as far as setting up a meeting. They're the big last holdout, and I'm waiting to get a response from those folks. In the meantime, I have taken the liberty and started talking to the water companies in our county as a backup. And I'm proceeding forward with that. I've talked to 4 out of 6 probably already. So I'll hope to report something back to, hopefully the next court meeting, have a yay or nay KU. And now there was a lot of scuttlebutt around the state last time I was with some judges about the utility companies had grabbed a hold of this concept that we're trying to promote, afraid that they're going to have to tackle this on behalf of the counties. The perception is that if we go up $2, some counties are looking at going up $5 and $6 a month, then it's going to make it look like the electric bills are going up, and the utility companies are real sensitive about that. And in reality, partnerships, I think, are as important as anything, especially when you have a company like KU that's so spread out throughout the Commonwealth. It serves a lot of rural areas. Salt River Electric's been very cooperative in our efforts, and I want to make that point known that they're one of the few co-ops and utilities that has been very cooperative on this. The rest of them are trying to opt out gracefully. I don't know any other way to put that, but I'm not done yet. EMS report, Joe. Do you have anybody any questions on that? Excuse me. Anybody any questions on that? We'll keep moving forward. Joe.
Couple items on EM side. As you know, last week we had observed Severe Weather Awareness Week, and last Tuesday we did activate all the weather sirens in the county. I had only one report, and I checked with dispatch as well, of one siren that did not go off, and that's in Sam's district because it is got some major mechanical issues, and we're going to replace that very soon. We were hoping to replace that with the siren that we got a grant for, so we don't have to have double labor. But the grant, Homeland Security grants this year have been pushed back a little bit, so we want to make sure that we've got a warning system in place during the severe weather this April and May. So we're going to go ahead and replace that siren with one that we got surplus from E-Town.
And it will be put at the fire station.
Not for this. When we put the building up, we will put it at the fire station.
For
For
the time
now,
being, where it's at, so you don't have to do
we'll
it
take the top off,
Okay.
the actual horn part, and remove that. And actually, they don't look very big from the ground, but those things stand about 4.5 feet tall from the ground. So they weigh about 120 pounds. So anyway, we'll get that taken care of and have that in place here in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We'll have that all set up. We gave out yesterday the last weather radio alert that we got in cooperation with Lincoln Trail. We had about 24 of those. So yesterday, a little lady dropped in and picked up the last one. So those are gone. We've had to turn a few away yesterday afternoon, but I think that'll be an important item for some of the elderly to have that may not already have that. That would be it, other than I will tell the court that the dispatch board meeting that's scheduled for next Tuesday has been rescheduled for the 29th of March. So we will not have a dispatch board meeting next Tuesday.
Okay. Jail report, Dorcas.
Okay, today we have a total of 115. We have 3 in Hardin County, 2 on home incarceration. We have 23 state inmates. We have 9 serving weekends. So we have an in-house total of 101. January's daily average controlled intake, we average 24 a day. Class Ds, we average 7 a day. Nelson County inmates, we average 99 a day. So that was a daily average for January was 131. New arrests and releases, arrivals, we had 166 males, 58 females, so that was a total of 225. Releases, we had 164 males, 55 females, so that was a total of 218. Sentenced inmates out of district court, we have 3. We have 9 serving weekends. Waiting for court, we have 18. Of course, we've got court going on this afternoon in district. Home incarceration, we have 2. We don't have any work release, no community service for the district. State inmates, we have 15 controlled intake, 8 Class Ds. We have community service of the state inmates, we have 6 that's on community service. Work release, we have 2. Circuit court sentenced to jail time, we have 4. And waiting for courts, we have 53. So we have a total of 73 that's not been sentenced yet. Of course, circuit court went on again this week too. That's all I have to report.
Thank you, Dorcas. Any questions?